Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and this is my third video that I'm recording today in this outfit. So if you see it on another video, mind your business, okay? I recorded 3 videos today. So today we're talking about Family or Fiance. I don't know what episode number, but it's Alexis and Akil. You guys know that this is going to be my last time reviewing this show. I will be gone for the next couple of weeks for a job training, so I will not be back for a while, but I'm coming back. So don't unsubscribe. Please don't unsubscribe, but I understand if you have to. You got to clear up your subscriptions, but I'd like you to stay if you can. I will be putting out some pre-recorded videos that you might want to enjoy if you just want to drop in occasionally until I get back. So Alexis and Akil met at her job at the gas station. Okay, he thought she was sexy Lexi. Okay, it was corny, but she liked it. So later on, he decided to put a ring on it. He said he liked her smile, which I always get leery when grown men like a woman's smile and she got adult braces, because it makes me wonder, do you like it because it's young? Y'all grown women out there who've had braces, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I used to have men 50, 60, 70 always come up to me and be like, I love your smile, I love your braces. And I would be like, why? Like, why does it remind you it's because I look younger? Is that why you like them? Because right after that, they would proceed to ask me what school I went to. And I don't know if they meant high school or college, but either way, you're grossing me out. Get back. I'm a grown woman, though, just to disappoint you. I've been out of school for some years now. But, yeah, it always creeps me out when somebody says that, but he might just genuinely like her smile, but I just kind of cringed a little on the inside from my own personal experience. So the two of them are going to be getting married. Their family has some reservations. For Alexis's side, we have her mother coming, her sister, and her stepfather. And then for his side, we have his aunt, his sister, and his grandmother. So some of the reservations that are going around with the family members, I'm going to try to remember who said what. When they came in, okay, Alexis's family came in and the mama didn't speak to Akil. So that already let me know something right there. The sister shook his hand, and I think the daddy probably gave him, a dap or whatever. His family came in and they ready for whatever, because they actually feel like his family's a little bougie. And they don't appreciate that. Well, the sister specifically feels that way. And she doesn't appreciate that, so she is ready for whatever comes of this meeting. One of the main issues is that there is an age difference, so her family, Alexis, feels like she's not ready. The father doesn't like the fact that they're living together. The mother feels like he is disrespectful because he came to dinner and he was steady cussing, and she didn't appreciate that. She asked him to stop. He said he gonna cuss, and she said, if you gonna cuss, I'll never be coming to y'all house. And he was fine with that. And the sister doesn't appreciate the tax fraud that was done to her. Now, this whole tax situation, it goes on throughout the episode. Basically, Akil did her taxes, right? Then sent her an invoice for $500. The sister was not expecting an invoice for $500, and she believes that Akil took her money without her knowing and being aware of the fact that she was going to be charged. I'm going to talk more about that in just a moment, because there's more to that story. But now she don't appreciate it. The mother, now the mama, I was fine with Sharon. I was fine with Sharon expressing herself, but I wanted Sharon to pull back just a little bit, because it's hard for a family to sit there and you really just dogging out their family member. Like, you might know, we all got a cousin or a brother. We know how they are, but it's difficult to listen to somebody else just go in and go off on them. So I wanted the mama to pull back, but Sharon ain't no pullback type of woman. She gonna say what she gotta say. So the mama was just like, I don't appreciate him. I think he disrespectful, and honestly, I think he a bum. I still don't know where he work. Where is he working? And then should I also call him a thief because he took my daughter's money? So now I think he a thief and a bum. I said, wow, Mom. Mama don't hold nothing. And the stepdaddy is just like, I don't know why she want a thug. I know I ain't raised my baby to want no thugs, but he said that off to the side. So then with his family, Vicky comes right out and says, you got an attitude problem and you need to work on that. She wants to see some improvement in his attitude. The grandma says that she just feels like they're not quite ready. They're not quite there yet. There's a couple of other things that need to be talked about, discussed, and worked on. The sister feel like, her family think that you're not good enough for her, and I feel like she has a lot of that attitude, like you're not good enough for her, and I think that's a problem. So we got everybody's feelings out. Sorry, y'all. Let me go back to my notes. Okay, so Akil is going to go with the families, and they're going to do the questions. Y'all know they always do the questions in the box or something like that. And then she is going to go off with the family, and they are going to make dinner. But she had questions as well, so I guess they both got questions. So the first question that Alexis pulls out is, Akil can sometimes be disrespectful. Can you handle that? Okay. So Alexis says, Akil's not disrespectful with me, but I do put up with a lot with Akil because I love him, but he's not disrespectful with me. As a matter of fact, his attitude has improved a whole lot since he has been with me. And Vicky wants to understand then, well, if you are trying to always change him and improve him, and you can't deal with him just as he is, then what does that really say about you and your love? And the sister feel like the love ain't really real then. If that's how you talking about it, then the love might not be real. And see, I was confused because to me, it didn't sound like Alexis was saying I forced him to change or I required him to change. It seems like Akil made the changes because he wanted to be with her. Now, granted, that could be an issue because you want to make those changes for yourself, not because you want to keep somebody. You want to make them because it's important to change your attitude. And if you are disrespectful or have a bad attitude, you want to make that improvement just in general for life. But it sounded like the family wanted him to improve his attitude. So if the attitude is improving, I would think they would be happy about it. But maybe they weren't happy because it sounds like if his attitude didn't improve, then she wasn't going to accept him or love him, and she's always going to be trying to change him. That's not the vibe that I got from Alexis. I just got that she was saying, when he's with me, he's not like that. But they just want to know, is the love real? And that of course that's valid. You want to know that your person, your family is walking into the right situation. So I didn't have a problem with that. I just thought it was the way they were thinking about it was interesting. It was just interesting to me. Let's see what's next. Now, his first question is, does he have family values? And yes, he does have family values. He got family values. Why would you think he didn't? He definitely wants to provide and get everybody what they need. So yeah, he got family values. Then they move on to the tax situation. This is what happened with the tax situation, so we can settle it once and for all. It actually comes up in another scene and they settle it, but this is what happened. Alexis was doing her sister's taxes. She did not get a big return back for her sister because Alexis didn't fully know what she was doing. She was doing it with Akil's help. Akil stepped in and did it all over, and he got back a much greater refund for the sister. So he charged the sister his business amount for doing her taxes, and that amount was $500. And I was just like, $500? That's what they charging down to the H&R Block? If so, I need to get a job. Y'all let me know, because I haven't paid the have anybody file my taxes in a long time. So if $500 is the amount, I might need to talk to somebody. But it was $500. And Alexis, this is what I think happened. Alexis did not let her sister know that Akil took over and that he was going to charge, because she didn't want to get into it with her sister. All right. And she didn't want to get into it with Akil. She knew Akil was going to be like, I'm not doing it for free now. She going to have to pay. Now, I don't know what she was paying you, but because I did it and I got back a greater refund, she going to have to run me my money. And even Aunt Vicky said he do my taxes and he charged me too, and I'm his auntie. I said, I know that's right, Aunt Vicky. Ain't no discounts around here. But that's my business, and I'm going to charge her this amount. So you deal with your sister how you deal with her, but I did it, right? And I think that Alexis originally told her sister she wasn't going to have to pay that much, and the money amount changed, and she was just like, well, sis, what you want me to do? Because I ain't trying to get into it with him, so I ain't trying to get into it with you either, so just pay the 500. And it now appeared that he just took the money, but it really was on Alexis for not really communicating the whole tax situation effectively. That's how I saw it anyway. How did y'all see it? So the sister is just like, either way, I feel like the whole money situation wasn't cleared up. He was just like, well, we gonna have to agree to disagree about that, because you was gonna give me my money. So that's how that situation went. But it sounds like there was a miscommunication between the sisters. And we'll talk about the sisters' relationship in just a moment here. So another thing that comes up is his work situation. Where do you work? Well, I'm a welder. I work at a 99-cent store. I do a little AC, HVAC ventilation type thing. I do it all. I wear many hats. Akil, baby, I'm not gonna accuse you of being a street pharmacist, but where do you work? Now, do you just work multiple part-time jobs, or what is the employment? Do you do taxes only during tax season, and the rest of the time you just work in random trades? If that's fine, if that's what you're doing, but you're being a little elusive. And if, as a mother, I would be worried. I would be worried if I didn't know where the money was coming from, because I want the money to be legal. Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. I want the money to be legal because I want my baby to be safe, right? But we don't know where Akil is working, and he doesn't bother to clear that up. So the mama again is aggravated by that. Let's see what else comes in. I think the father has some questions. The father wants to know, does he see himself as disrespectful when he does certain things that they ask him not to do? And he don't understand the whole cussing thing. Like, it's not a big deal. Everybody cuss. Everybody grew up different. I cuss. It shouldn't be that big deal. Ain't nothing wrong with it. And the daddy was just like, yeah, see, that's a problem though, because if somebody asks you not to do something, then that's not something that you want to do, just as a sign of respect to them, right? And he kind of sees the dad's point. They kind of cleared up a little bit, but it needs a little bit more clarity. So they go have dinner, and the taxes come up at dinner again, which leads them to Alexis and her sister to have a separate conversation. The daddy says that this was cool to me. The daddy said, I'm willing, after the conversation we had, I'm willing to treat him like a son. I'm willing for him to be my son-in-law, but I'm going to treat him just like I treat my other kids. I'm going to treat him just like I would treat my son. And I like that. And that basically means, just like I would take it to my own kids, I'm going to take it to you. Just like I expect her to be responsible, I expect you to be responsible too. So I'm not going to treat you any different as my son-in-law than I would my son. And I appreciated daddy for that. Okay, you are now, Akil, are you ready to be treated like a son? Because daddy look like he don't play. But when her sister and her go off, Alexis is emotional, and they kind of talk about it, and Alexis is just like, I feel like our relationship changed a lot because you were blaming me for what was going on. And her sister was like, well, what did you expect me to do? Because nobody told me anything. Y'all just kind of did it. And the sister feels like she wasn't communicated to. Really, she wasn't. And that's on Alexis to communicate effectively to her. But they end up hugging it out, and I'm glad. I hope that the sister lets it go. And I know y'all gonna be rolling your eyes, but as a big sister, it's some stuff we just gotta let roll down our back. We gotta be the bigger person. I would have been feeling some type of way about my 500 as well, but I think Alexis and Akil were thinking, we got you a bigger refund, so $500 shouldn't be anything. But if we agreed on a lower amount of the charge, then yeah, that they probably ain't never gonna agree on the value and the work or whatever that was done. But I think that's what they were thinking. Bigger refund, we should be able to charge you. So the sister just kind of, I hope, is letting it go. I fell out with a family member about some money some years back, and I am really glad that I just kind of woo-sawed it out, and we've never had any problems since. I don't know where I would be, child, without this family member. So I really wanted them to be in my life. It was a huge misunderstanding, and now we just don't deal in money anymore, and we good. We good. So let it be a lesson learned. And Alexis, maybe you wasn't ready to do taxes, baby. Maybe you wasn't ready for that. Okay, so try something else. So they settle it, and in between, Akil comes in there to check on her after he talks to his sister. Now, his sister, I had a little problem with his sister only because she was trying to make it seem like not only was the family bougie, but she was also trying to make it seem like they were too emotional and, you know, they doing too much. And you see how they run stuff. You see how emotional they get. Like, you trying to deal with that? You trying to deal with that BS? I mean, if that's you, if you trying to deal with that. For me, I would rather be a part of a family that brings it up and out than to be a part of a family that suppresses. Because suppressed families either blow up at random times or they never deal with their emotional issues. And nobody wants to be a part of that. And you don't want to raise up a family like that. You want to be able to express yourself. Yes, it can be annoying, but it's better to deal with the feelings than to push them aside and act like they never happened. So when Akil came in there, he kind of came in there like, y'all need to cut all this out almost. And she was just like, look, let me deal with my sister. This is how we deal with each other. This is how we are. Like, it's not a big deal. And he was just like, yeah, but I'm not emotional like that. See, I don't be doing all that. So then we have to address Akil's lack of emotion. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we got there, her and her mom did have a side conversation. And again, he's annoyed by this because why y'all got to be going through all these feelings and emotions? But the mama feels like, what did I do wrong in your childhood for you to pick this one over here? He ain't working. I don't know what he do. I just feel like you always pick the same type of dude. And she's just like, mama, I've only had 2 boyfriends. Well, yeah, them 2 was horrible, though. But the mama is kind of looking at herself. And I'm just like, mama, parents do this. You know, you feel like you are at fault for the decisions that your adult child makes. All you can do is raise them the best you can. There's a lot of other influences on your children other than you. These days, they, 7, 8 years old, already on the internet, already seeing the world the way that they want to see it. And yes, you can shape and you can mold, but eventually they have their own ideas, their own likes, their own dislikes, and you just got to let them live and trust that they're going to make good decisions. And if it don't go right, you try to be there and catch them when they fall. But I know you're going to say, I told you so, Mama Sharon, if she does. But just try to be there for it as best as you can. She does still love you. She still truly values your opinion. You could tell by the way she was crying. And that's a good place to be in. That's a good place to be in. Like, they know that you may not agree with their decisions, but they appreciate your input still, and they still want you around. That is an excellent place to be in, because that means that they have a mutual respect for you that you haven't lost. Hold on to that, Mama Sharon. It's going to be okay. So when they get back in the house and they go to their next therapy session, Alexis expresses to Tracy that she feels like she is protecting him from her family members sometimes, because he doesn't talk, he doesn't open up. He never even told them what his job was. He still just kept it at welding and HVAC and jack of all trades, even when we got to the kitchen table. And she doesn't appreciate it. They don't get to know who he is because he doesn't let them know who he is. And then I have to protect their lack of knowing because he's closed off. So Tracy gives them an activity for them to open up, because even though he doesn't move that way, your fiance does. And she's going to be emotional, and she shouldn't have to hide her emotions because you don't like it or you don't agree with it. Because when you're in a relationship with each other, you do have to be vulnerable and you do have to open up. And he was just like, yeah, but I just ain't like that. My feelings just don't do that. Well, they go to improv, and we find out he actually does have quite a bit of feelings and emotions, and he was the best actor there, which I guess the point of the exercise was to show that when the situation calls for it, you can bring emotion out. That doesn't mean he needs to go into his relationship with Alexis like it's improv, but be expressive. You do know how to be there for her, but give her a hug and show that you understand her emotion. Show it in your actions. Show it in your ways. And he was doing that at the improv. And the improv looked fun. The improv looked like it brought the families together. He was doing a good job at expressing anger or, defeat or whatever it was. Aunt Vicky was giving him acting chops too. I love them Vicky. She was one of my favorite people. But yeah, it looked like it went well. So when they get back, Alexis is just like very interesting. I see that you can be emotional when you need to be, but you don't always do that with me. And even he realizes, yeah, you're probably right. I can work on my emotions a little bit more, but I'm a work in progress. And so Alexis accepts that. He does apologize to her mother and say that he wants to work on building up their relationship a little bit better because he was disrespectful and he was sorry for that. And I really like when the mom said, when he made the comment, I just want to be the best person I can be for Alexis. I really like that the mom responded, I want both of you to be the best you can be for each other. And I was just like, oh, that's good. That's really, really good. That means you expect the best out of both of them. I liked it. So Sharon says that they gonna work on it. Okay, she can't make no promises now, but they gonna work on it. So when they meet for dinner again, it's a different vibe. Kendra let them know she was ready to either be a teddy bear or a gangster, just depending on how they was coming. And Sharon said, I felt that. I felt that. But in the end, when they have their final session, Alexis expresses that she does need more from him. More vulnerability. She needs for him to unpack a lot of things that have happened to him because she is tired of dealing with stuff on her own and covering up stuff. We didn't get into what Ashley was talking about, but it's more than just whether or not she wants him to be emotional. There is a lot of other stuff that they're not talking about and that they're not saying that we're not privy to, because their conversation was kind of like, okay, so when are we going to work on unpacking more? Because we can't bring new stuff in if we don't unpack the old stuff. So there's something there that they're not talking about, but there's more. So they just got a lot to work on. And Alexis says, do you feel like right now today that we're in a position to get married? So they make a decision that instead of asking for the blessing, they're going to present to their families that they're going to wait. They're still going to live together. That daddy was just like, that daddy do not want them living together. But he does say that it looks like they've matured. The rest of the family says that they are going to stand behind them. They do agree that they need more time. And they do hope that eventually they'll come to the point where they're ready for marriage. They're just not ready right now. So all in all, I thought the episode ended well. What did you guys think? Did you think Alexis's family came on a little bit strong? I think, if anybody, the mom, she did come on strong. She does have a very strong personality, but the sister had a very strong personality too, his sister. So it was kind of a match there. I believe that Akil, I think he might have a little bit of growing up to do, and I do want to know where he works. He does have to get that right. And Alexis has some growing up to do herself. I don't know exactly how old she is, but she does seem quite mature, but there's still a lot of things that Alexis needs to work on as well, and then they can meet in the middle as far as that whole emotion thing, because she break down and cry type of emotional. So that is something that they have to work on. You guys let me know what you thought about the rest of the episode. Like, comment, and subscribe. I am taking a break. No more videos today, and I will see y'all for the next one. Okay, bye.